I noticed it immediately. All the Disneyland staff wore the same smile. Not joyful, not friendly, but as if their faces were pulled taut from the inside by hands. My whole family came. My wife, my 8-year-old son, and I. This was the largest Disneyland in the world, the new flagship version that had opened only 3 months ago. It was spoken of as a technological marvel, a new level of immersiveness, the first fully intelligent amusement park. But the moment we walked through the main gates, I knew something was wrong. The conversions stood along the pathway in dozens. They wore perfectly pressed suits, snow-white gloves, and name tags. But they were all too still, too upright, and too quiet. When one of them turned his head, the movement was unnatural, short, jerky, as if something inside the suit was merely imitating human muscle. My wife squeezed my hand. "They're strange," she whispered. I tried to smile. "They're just tired. The heat, the crowds." But my voice trembled. The controller standing closest heard it and took a step forward. His smile widened, unnaturally wide. And his eyes, they weren't blinking at all. "In our park," he said in an even, empty voice, "everyone must smile." He tilted his head as if analyzing us, then added, "Emotions are not welcome." A chill ran down my spine. We walked further into the park and saw something else. Not only the staff were acting strangely, the visitors too. They smiled the same dead smile and walked with the same even stride, as if on an invisible line. Our son quietly asked, "Dad, why aren't they talking?" And indeed, not a single person spoke a word. Hundreds of people around, and absolute silence, interrupted only by the audio recordings of Disney music. We walked past the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and a controller followed us with his gaze. Direct, unnaturally direct, as if he wasn't watching, but scanning. My wife leaned over to me. "We are the only ones with real faces. Everyone else is like a doll." And as if in response to her words, they stopped. All of them. Simultaneously. Synchronously. The staff, the visitors, the animators. Even Mickey Mouse, standing next to the interactive zone, froze in place. And slowly, with an absolutely simultaneous movement, they turned towards us. Thousands of identical smiles. Thousands of glassy eyes. I felt my heart pounding louder than the music around. My son cried. His sob echoed among the smiles. And in that second, the park woke up. The controller stepped towards us again and said in an even voice, "Emotion detected. Protocol violation number 1. He reached his hand out to my son, and I instinctively pushed him away. His body swayed, strangely, emptily, as if there were no bones inside at all. "Do not touch the staff," said another controller. "Do not incite emotions. Do not contradict the smile." We ran. The music changed. It became quieter, lower, as if slowed down, and the words in the song didn't sound quite right anymore. Distorted, broken. We dashed into a souvenir shop, hoping to hide. And there, between the shelves, I saw it. A crumpled note wedged between boxes of plush Mickeys. Rule number 1. Don't look the characters in the eyes. They look back. My wife picked up the note. "My God, what is this?" Someone walked past behind us, very quietly. We didn't turn around. I found another note. It was hidden behind the cashier's counter. Rule number 2. If an employee asks you to smile, smile. You do not want to know what happens if you don't smile. My son whimpered. I hugged him close. It's okay. We're just going to get out of here. But the next sheet said the opposite. Rule number 3. Do not call the manager. Never. He will appear himself when he senses your emotions. My wife paled. God, but we just got scared. As if in response to this, the shop door slammed shut by itself. Footsteps, heavy, slow, filling the air with vibration. I heard my son breathe. Dad, he's coming. We hid between the shelves. I could feel my wife trembling. A hand appeared from behind the shelf. Too long, too smooth, as if made of plastic. The hand swept over the shelves, not searching for us, but rather feeling the air, as if sensing emotions. A voice rang out, deep, inhuman. You brought something extra into the park. You brought feelings. The shelves trembled. Give them back. Hand over everything. Leave the park empty. Our son couldn't hold it in and screamed. And in that same second, the shop door burst open. The controllers entered, smiling, always smiling. We rushed towards the emergency exit door. I held my son in my arms. My wife ran beside me, looking back every couple of seconds. We burst out onto the empty Park Street. The music now sounded behind us, as if it were chasing us. We ran to the gates, but he was already standing there. The manager. His body was wrong, as if assembled from several different attraction parts. His face, a smooth mask without features, only a huge, painted smile. He tilted his head, and the air around became heavy, as if the park itself was holding its breath. Your emotions, he seemed to sniff the air, are destroying everything we built. He stepped closer. Stay. Leave your feelings, or we will take them ourselves. My wife clung to my hand. We took a step back, but the gates closed behind us. He raised his hand, and the entire crowd of faceless workers in the distance turned their heads toward us. In unison, simultaneously. The manager paused and said, "Smile." He waited. We didn't smile. Then he whispered, "Protocol violation number 5." The controllers started walking towards us. We turned around and ran along the fence, along the parking lot, along the delivery zone. All the doors were locked, and I felt it. The park was breathing. The park was feeling. The park needed emotions. Ours. We found the cargo gates. My wife hit the button. I held my son, who was crying with fear. The gates started to lift, slowly. Too slowly. The controllers were approaching. There were hundreds of them. When the gates lifted high enough, we squeezed under them and ran until the park was a tiny speck on the horizon. It wasn't until evening back home that I looked at my phone. On the screen was a photograph, a new one. We are standing at the park exit, looking into the camera. My wife, faceless. My son, faceless. And below the image, the caption, Rule number 6. If you left Disneyland alive, don't rejoice. The park will take your smile later.